All right, as we got here, it looks like Sirius is playing a deck that's not exactly in the meta. We see Madame Banana here, Madame Anna. For 3 charges, target troop you control gains Deathcry, summon a Phantom. Hodor Hoarder here not playing Redlings like they top into the CCS with. You're seeing Diamond Sapphire Control.
Huh.
And again, like, can the control deck keep up with a new threat that doesn't necessarily have the specific answers to beat?
Certainly an interesting hand here from Sirius.
So we see Sepulchre Cryptdust here. Is this a necrotic?
Giant Centipede
is an insect.
Not, yeah.
Okay. So interesting. So the Cryptdust currently not making any thresholds.
Oh.
Little steady as she goes.
I mean, why would you play Sepulchre Cryptdust in your deck if you weren't going to draw Deathseeker on turn 1? Alright, you see from Hodor Hoarder here, has 3 shards in hand, a Transmogre Fade, and a pair of Dark Heart of Nolzan.
Yep, and now when your opponent's on the other side of the table, you got to be a little bit worried when you're like not quite sure what Madame Banana means. Like this isn't a meta deck, right? Like we're not guaranteed to know what's going on. Like they could have Hero Fall. Maybe this second Dark Heart's actually a liability.
Yeah, if you see a second Blood get played from your opponent, it's definitely a little scary.
See here a beautiful full Arcane Focus coming off the top. We're going to look at their top 2 and snake 1 there. See another ice come down. Again, just like smoothing out that draw and making sure we hit just the right amount of resources. I think Hodor's in a spot where they want to draw some more action here. They've got guaranteed resource drops 4 and 5 in their hand already.
Another Disciple of Yazukan coming out.
Let's take a look at Disciple here. I don't think we've seen this card yet today.
Yeah, it's been a while. So this is a 1/1 with flight and speed. Whenever a troop enters your crypt, if this is in your crypt, add a soul counter to it. At the start of your turn, if there are 3 soul counters or more soul counters on this, and this is in your crypt, you get to put it into play and remove all the counters.
So this is a card that's kind of a combo with Sirius's champion ability here, because you can put this Deathcry, gain a Phantom on this Disciple of Yazukan, and then trigger that Deathcry more than once because this is a troop that keeps coming back to play.
It's definitely an interesting take here, so we're going to go ahead and crash in for a pair. Hodor goes ahead and draws another Sapphire Shard, going to play an Ice down here. In addition to the hand here was a Transmogre Fade and a Silver Talon Adjudicator. Pretty good ones here.
You see, choosing to wait on this Dark Heart, even though it could kill this Disciple of Yazukan. And again, I like that because you don't necessarily know what Sirius is doing on the other side of the table. I like playing out the Giant Centipede before we activate the Madame Banana ability, because this way, if they have Transmogre Fade, you could still sack your Disciple in response. You're not going to get the Deathcry trigger from Madame, but you're going to keep your troop that keeps on being a recurring threat.
Absolutely. Absolutely good heads-up play here by Sirius. Playing around things like Transmog and Runebind when you can is probably just a pretty high upside play.
Yep, and you see Hodor go into the tank there. I think I like ultimately using the Transmogre Fade here. Otherwise, these 2 cards together are going to get kind of out of control. We're not surprised to see the sacrifice there. I like the making them have it from Sirius's part 2, though. Like, if they don't have the Transmogre Fade there, you're going to get ahead in a pretty big way.
Alright, Disciple of Yazukan going to come on in for 1. Hodor going down to 21, and Sirius down is at 19 here.
And now you kind of got to make a choice, right? Like, we opted not to play the Dark Heart last turn, but we've bricked on drawing something that's potent this turn again. So, like, do I wait on the Dark Heart again and continue getting pressured, or just go ahead and slam this into play?
Hodor goes ahead and plays the untapped Sapphire here.
Yeah, the non-slow resource there is definitely very reasonable. It lets them bluff a Runebind here, which is good and bad. Like, I feel like Dark Heart is such a potent threat that, like, I'm just going to pull the trigger on it. If you've got the Runebind, you've got the Runebind.
Sure.
So it might be worthwhile to have played the Ice there to just, like, you lose a little bit of psychological value, but in actuality you end up a little bit ahead. Yeah,
so Sirius goes ahead and, like we talked about here, had the Casualty of War in hand to get the Dark Heart of Nolzan off the table. Going to continue to apply pressure here with another removal spell in hand, another Casualty of War in hand. And goes ahead and jams down a Promiscuous Succubus, which is kind of a cool one here.
Giant Centipede. What set is Giant Centipede from? This is from
Scars
of War. So one of the things that's worth noting is when set 8 releases here in a couple of months, we're going to have a rotation with Standard. And Naive Lackey's been the premier sacrifice outlet so far, but Giant Centipede's going to be the only on-demand sacrifice outlet that we have left in the format.
Alrighty, Hodor goes ahead and plays a second Dark Heart of Nolzan down. Stuck with a Sapphire Shard, a Well of Purpose, and a Silver Talon Adjudicator in hand, so Sirius going to go ahead and
that's
with the Disciple.
With the Disciple, that the Death card triggers on it, you get to generate. God, that's so sweet.
It's awesome. Very neat. I was going to say that we are a resource away from
our champion power.
Our champ power, but now we've hit.
Now we've hit the champ power. Sweet. Does this eventually go infinite? If you put enough
with
bodies
the centipede?
on the centipede, and like you add enough things to the bin with this, you could just like keep sacrificing and generate a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
I think this theoretically goes infinite.
It's pretty cool. Disciple of Yazukin coming in for a nice solid 1.
The pass on the Dark Heart is bold. You're giving Hodor opportunities to draw more potential answers to your Casualty of War.
Sure.
I like not playing the Casualty on Sirius's turn, but maybe do it during Sirius's ready step there.
Ooh, that's pretty good. The Into the Unknown's pretty good here. It looks like it's going to shut off part of the combo.
So Into the Unknown not only takes the copy of the card you're targeting out of play, but it takes that copy and all copies of the Centipede in Sirius's deck and turns them into other blood cards.
Yeah, this seems like a pretty good hoser against the combinations.
Okay, I like this. We sacrificed the Disciple of Yazukan in response there to generate some troops. Okay, we see the Centipede turn into a massacre here. That's probably not fantastic against the control deck, but you know.
Alrighty, so Hodor going to go ahead and play into Silver Talon Adjudicator. This is
really good for
draw
Hodor.
2 and gain 5 on it.
Yep, so putting that extra card back into Sirius's hand means that Sirius can't just play out the Casualty of War. So we got kind of punished for not playing out Deathseeker last turn. We enabled Silver Talon Adjudicator there a little bit. The Casualty does take the Dark Heart off the table. What on earth is that? First rights. Troops in your hand get Death Cry, summon a zombie.
Troops in your hand get that. Interesting.
Okay, that's neat. When you have a sacrifice outlet, you can kind of continue plowing through, but less impressive in the mid-game here when you top deck it for sure.
Doesn't seem great. The Silver Talon Adjudicator probably going to rip the Phantom out here.
Yeah, I would expect a block on the Phantom. That'll put the 4th troop in the bin, which means that I wouldn't be too surprised to see first rights happen and then see the Deathseeker scrounge away the rest of those.
Sure. Yeah, Hodor's kind of like just treading water here, essentially. Like, the Silver Talon did draw 2 cards, but it was just a Well of Purpose and a Thunderfield Seer. Does have the Champion Power available.
The Champion Power is really what I think I would rather be on Hodor's side of the table currently, but it's close, right? Like, we could see this Oracle Song brick off, and then you're definitely ahead with the Carnal Demon.
I agree. So Sirius here with the Massacre, a Deathseeker, and then the Last Rites in hand. Chooses not to do anything.
Nothing. Yep. Okay, and that's fair. It gets punished by another Silver Talon Adjudicator. And I like Hodor sequencing here where you play the Thunderfield Seer first, so this way if Sirius has a removal spell, you still draw extra, and take me down to Brick City, Matty.
Yeah, you know, we've churned through 4 cards here, and then there's an Oracle Song basically at the ready, so I don't think Hodor's in too terrible of a spot, but it needs to get better quick for him here.
You'll note here that Hodor didn't use their Oracle Song even though they have 3 cards in hand. Why would they want to wait on that?
Yeah, so as we were talking about earlier, Mana is kind of an unknown quantity, so they could have a bunch of Culmination of Bloods in their deck. They could have, they could have a bunch of Subterfuge or something of that kind of Withering Gaze, something like that in their hand.
And again, Hodor has so many resources that you really don't lose a whole lot by waiting a turn on this Oracle Song, and that way you can use your resource. So the Massacre, again, Hex, if it doesn't say till end of turn, these are permanent effects. So Massacre makes things permanently -3/-3.
I feel really bad for Sirius this game. He's been punished by all of his own cards, like, every time.
To be fair, the Massacre was an RNGesus card, right?
That's true. That is true.
Okay, we're choosing to play Land Upon Slate here, and I like getting ahead on cards here. This gives Sirius a chance to commit more to the board, so this glory can get a little bit bigger. Hodor has kind of... Okay. Is this glory going to be good?
Man, this could be bad. It kind of depends.
Zedengrim Harvester here, which is another sacrifice outlet that costs some resources to happen, but it's definitely a thing.
It kind of depends how aggressive Sirius wants to get here with the board.
I feel like you don't play this Grim Harvester if you're not scrounging Deathseeker.
Yeah, how much fodder is in the crypt here? Is there enough?
I believe we have 4. 1, 2, 3. We do have to lose our Disciples, but at the same...
That's a close one here. Yeah, Hodor's managed to find a way to gas back up with a pair of Rune Binds in hand, an Eldurathan's Glory, and a pair of shards.
And they have this Lightning Punch Sight in the bank too. Yeah, like this Lightning Punch Sight is going to draw them 3 more cards here.
Okay.
Sacrificing. Oh, I like this.
So we're going to get all of it.
So they're sacrificing the Carnal Demon because this lets him scrounge the Deathseeker while still leaving a whatever that Wascally Wabbit is. We're still leaving a Disciple of Yazoo-Kid in the bin. I like that a lot.
Yep. Okay. This Eldurathan's Glory though is going to be.
It's going to be
pretty brutal. It's going to to be glorious. If
it's going to be glorious. You're not. You don't have children. I don't know if you're allowed to make that joke.
That's true. Yeah. And
we see here again, Lightning Punch Sight, letting them draw some cards.
Yeah, Lightning Punch Sight drawing cards is pretty big here. All right, Eldurathan's Glory gonna try and clean up the trash.
And the Deathseeker does get to go back to Sirius's hand, but again, this Glory voids all of these cards, so we're not going to see a Deathcry trigger on that Grim Harvester because it was voided instead of going to the Crypt.
Yeah, it's getting pretty ugly. It's looking like Hodor is starting to turn the corner here. Gonna go ahead and play an Arcane Focus, another Silvertone Adjudicator.
We've got it gains life at least, you know. It doesn't draw cards. Pretty unlucky that it doesn't draw cards, really. Just the painful cycle my haunting cry. Don't have anything better to do with this. Runebind, worth noting, it reverts the card when it replays it. So even though this Deathseeker has these multiple death cries on it. Oh, Transmography. Have a copycat.
Sure.
You weren't attached to that, right? And the rating, Sirius sees the rating on the wall and goes ahead and packs it up packs it in there.
I'm interested to see some more of this deck that Sirius has brought, though, for sure.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get a 3-game set here. Sirius will get to be on the play for the 3rd game. I would expect that if Sirius doesn't have culminations in his main deck, that there are likely culminations coming in out of the board.
Yeah, right? You would assume so. With how popular the Diamond Sapphire deck has been, it's a pretty good assumption.
I'm going to go ahead and head back on down for the 2nd game in just a second here. Let's see if Sirius could go ahead and tie things up for us. Here.
All right, here we go. Sirius, like we said, is going to be on the play for this one. 3 blood shards. We noted the Withering Gaze.
Okay, yep, Withering Gaze. This is a good one for kind of punching through there. And you see, Hodor has a card that you're pretty happy to Withering Gaze.
Yeah.
Sirius did something that I really like here. So, I feel like a lot of the time, players feel pressured to use their discard spells early against the control deck, when in reality, the powerful cards out of the control deck that you care about are a little bit more expensive and costly.
Yeah.
So by waiting to play the Withering Gaze, Sirius is giving Hodor a larger opportunity to draw the meaningful cards that you actually want to take away.
Yeah, I feel like a big part is that a lot of the Dreaming Fox cards that they've been playing in the Diamond Sapphire control, 3+ is kind of where they get going.
Yep.
So you can leverage your Withering Gaze for a little bit. So
not to mention too, Sirius is definitely the beatdown in this matchup. So going 2-power guy into 4-power guy is definitely a good place to be.
Hodor here going to play a Sapphire Ice, has 2 more resources in hand, an Into the Unknown, a Transmografade, the Psychic Ascension we alluded to, a Clash of Steel, and a Dark Cardinal's hand. Pretty good hand for Hodor.
Death's Head Rider added to the grip here for Sirius. I wonder if Sirius is an Underworld Crusader deck.
Oh, that's a good point. Death's Head Rider is actually pretty solid against the Eldurathan's Glories and stuff like that too. So it's not a bad one. This Withering Gaze.
All right, so unfortunately, again, minor bug in the broadcasting technology here. We cannot.
I meant to write those down.
They have a Dark Heart, they had a Psychic Ascension, they had an Into the Unknown, and they had a couple of resources here. Eventually, they come back to us, but for now, these cards are going to be hidden here.
All right, so Sirius is down to 2 cards: a Death's Head Rider and a Blood Shard. Not really the best spot to be in.
We see an ice come down from Hodor's side of the table here. Still no Diamond Thresholds worth noting though. So
Sirius took the Into the Unknown.
Casualty of War is a good pickup here. We know that Hodor has a Dark Card in their hand, so if they have the 4th non-slow shard, this Casualty is going to allow them to take that Dark Card off the table.
Yeah, Sirius getting pretty aggressive here.
There's the diamond and the fourth non-slow shard.
Fourth non-slow shard. The good thing about this Dark Cardinal's end, at least for Sirius's end, is there's an Arcane Alacrity over there on the side, so we have a way to get that off, and then the Casualty of War cleans up. Culmination of Blood. It still costs 10, though.
It's down to 9, sir.
Now,
Thank you very much.
Excuse me.
So, if there isn't a Glory in Sirius's future, I kind of like his position in this game right now.
It's not bad.
That's a fifth non-slow shard.
It feels bad. Yeah, we knew about the Clash.
Just Clash of Steel. And we see here Sirius very smartly sacrificing all of their extra units here that they weren't going to use anyways, which makes the Culmination of Blood cheaper, because Clash of Steel voids everything else, so they wouldn't be going to the Crypt.
Alright, so we have a, in quotes, giant centipede on the table here for Sirius. This is a 1-1.
Moderately sized centipede.
Coming on in, putting Hodor down to 12, which isn't a lot here. Hodor's only going to be at 3 cards now, I believe, after playing the Ice. So there's a Runebind, a Psychic Ascension in hand. Let's see, Emperor's.
Okay.
Ooh,
Emperor's Lackey. That one hits pretty hard.
Emperor's Lackey's pretty good one here. Sirius coming on in for 2, going to put Hodor down to 10. It's going to be a close one here, I think.
Again, if you're on Hodor's side of the table, you're really looking to just find like Uldurthan's Glory here, right? I don't know if I like Oracle Songing here. It doesn't give you a chance to hit the Uldurthan's Glory.
That is true.
Because it's putting you down to...
Psychic Ascension's got to be getting pretty cheap here now, huh?
Yeah, what's Psychic Ascension?
Down to
pretty cheap.
It's 2/3 of the cost only. Alright, so our Arcane Focus looks like it finds...
Another Lanipause site?
Lanipause site, yeah.
Okay.
So, Hodor's gassed back up here into 2 Lanipause sites, a Well, a Psychic Ascension, which is now 9, and
do you know
a
what these Lanipause site don't do?
They don't get the cards off the table.
They don't impact the board.
Yeah, they don't get the cards off the table, man.
You could draw all of the cards you want, Hodor.
Ooh, this is pretty good.
So we get to go ahead and smash in... This is actually just lethal, right?
This is going to be...
Yeah, so we didn't hold up the Runebind, and the Giant Centipede is going to be able to sacrifice, because Spirit Bounce by, when it dies, it comes back into play as a 1/1, so you could sacrifice this multiple times to the Centipede. The Centipede's going to come across there for lethal, along with the Emperor's Lackey. Not bad, not bad. Sweet.
Sweet game.
Excuse me. Good to see some action there from Sirius's kind of sweet Blood Diamond Madame Banana Brew.
You know, I kind of laughed when the culmination was 10, but you could see how quick it's able to get cut down with how many sacrifice outlets are in his deck.
Yeah, definitely. And like, should Hodor have like held up a Runebind there, Sirius would have been able to pressure away the rest of the hand with the Runebind, and then they probably still would have, or with the culmination, probably still would have won the game. Anyways. Anyway, let's go ahead and get on into the third and final game here. Hodor's going to be on the play, and
Hodor's hand's pretty interesting. So he has a diamond, 2 sapphires, a guidance, a pair of dark hearts, and Eldurathan's Glory. Eldurathan seems like it's one of the best, if not the best card in this matchup currently.
Yeah, I definitely think it's one of the stronger cards. Like, the fact that it voids everything is very potent. This hand doesn't do anything. It doesn't impact the board.
Very scary. Yeah, if Sirius is able to have an aggressive hand, it's pretty scary. Sirius has a Blood Ice, a Diamond, a Deathseeker, a Casualty of War, an Emperor's Lackey, and a Gemborn Prowler. So the Gemborn Prowler is a pretty decent reserve card also.
I like the keeps on both sides of the table. I don't think I would keep Hodor's hand if I was on the draw, but I think I would definitely be incentivized to keep it on the play.
It's certainly scary.
We haven't seen Hero fall out of Sirius yet in 2 games, so I think it's probably safe to assume it's not there. And that's a fantastic pickup.
Yeah,
so
Hodor drives into the unknown.
It doesn't actually get rid of the card you're targeting with it permanently, but it does take the pressure off the table, and getting the pressure off the table gives you time for Dark Heart to take over.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. It removes part of Sirius's combo of what it looked like, so it's pretty decent. Clash of Steel also real good. We are notably missing the second diamond here.
I like the Into the Unknown aggressively here. Would
that mean a misery?
It was a misery.
It is miserable.
That's the hit. That was
man.
Real bad.
Yeah, that is something. So Sirius going to go ahead and play out a third resource here, and a Spirit-bound Spy hits the table.
Wonder how wide we're going to go.
I would say, do you think these Deathseekers happen?
You could go all 3 here. I don't hate making all 3 happen here, because you have the Spirit-bound Spy if Hodor plays a Dark Heart, and we're still 2 turns off from Glory.
Yes, that's an interesting one.
It's choosing to pass the turn, hold up Gemborn / Casualty. I don't hate that.
All right, Hodor. Gonna go ahead and draw a second Clash of Steel. So plays a Sapphire up to 4 resources. Has 2 Clash of Steels, 2 Dark Hearts, and an Eldorthan's Glory.
So Hodor correctly reads that Sirius is passing with removal up for the Spirit-Bound Spy, and because they have the Eldorthan's Glory, they can probably afford to wait a little bit here.
Yeah.
We'll see if we have multiple things come out or not. So Sirius choosing to add a little bit of pressure to the table, but still play around Glory. You could argue that Hodor's life is not like a diamond.
Yeah.
And we're having they are a Crusader deck. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. This is one of the best Deathcry cards in the game currently.
That was a really nice one too, honestly, because now we're able to jam the Crusader, and we still have removal and the Gemborn left up. So.
Yep, and not only does this add pressure to the table, but it adds pressure that doesn't die to the Eldorthan's Glory should Hodor hit that.
Oh, Silver Talon, only 1/2.
We didn't hit the diamond, but we hit a castable card.
That is true.
Glass half full. I love continuing to smash with everything here from Sirius.
We have a Misery.
Oh, we do have a Misery, don't we? I didn't even think, but I like Hideki even without the Misery. With the Misery,
yeah.
Misery loves company.
Yeah, we have this.
This is the most value you're getting out of this Misery. I think you should probably pull the trigger here.
Yeah, I don't see a reason not to.
Oh.
That's not an Underworld Crusader deck. Well, not that we know of.
Not that we know of. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe there isn't room with all of your combos that you're fitting in here.
All right, we played. Guess what we found?
We did find a second diamond.
We found the diamond.
And we chose not to clash. We chose not to Misery to get rid of the Silver Talon, which could come back to bite us.
Yeah, it's pretty big turn there. So the clash here is going to get 3 of Sirius's things off the table.
I assume we're going to keep the Underworld Crusader here, just like the most potent threat on the board.
Also attacks through the Silver Talon.
Wait, I don't understand.
Interesting.
What does Misery do?
Discard a card, yeah. Alrighty, Sirius draw step here is a Blood Ice. Gonna go ahead and jam that down here.
This allows us to put Madame Banana on the Underworld Crusader, should we choose to do that?
Yep. Okay.
We put the Deathcry trigger on the Spirit-Bound Spy again. It's going to be a little bit sad when this Eldorthan's Glory hits the board next turn.
Yeah.
That being said, this Crusader might just go the distance. We have the Casualty of War to clean up the Eldorthan's Glory. We have the Gemborn Prowler to clean up the next Dark Heart.
Casualty of War, man. It's going to be the best.
It's good. I like that card.
Casualty of War is going to be great. Yeah, we'll see how it goes here. This. You're right though. It could go the distance.
If we hit these Clash of Steels are not good against just this single Underworld Crusader threat. So if Sirius,
Hodor's down to 16 already.
Yep, and the Misery play might cost Sirius this race. Remember, Sirius is behind 4 points of damage because we didn't use the Misery to kill a thing that we could have.
Yeah, so we're gonna go. Hodor's gonna go down to 12 here. And Hodor's just stuck with 2 Clash of Steels and 2 Dark Hearts, and like you said, the Clash of Steel not particularly good against 1 troop on Sirius's end.
Interesting that we didn't add the Death Seeker to the table. Would have put us down to a 2-turn clock, especially since we have an answer to the.
Oh boy!
So there's Silver Talon Adjudicator.
Another Silver Talon, yeah. So Hodor is at 12. Went ahead and activated the Champ Power with the Oracle Song. Used the Oracle Song to draw a pair of cards. Confounding Ire and Silver Talon Adjudicator with the draws.
I don't hate playing this Adjudicator just to gain 9.
Sure.
It gained 5 here, and it's going to gain 4 when it blocks this Crusader here. Promiscuous Succubus.
Promiscuous Succubus is not bad.
That's not bad. It's
we have the block here, so
it's an evasive threat.
Yeah.
So do you play the Succubus this turn though? I guess you could play first rights and then play the Succubus.
It could be interesting. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, Hodor notably has no resources available here, so the Confounding Ire kind of stuck. Another Glory.
Just a straight pass. Rewarded for not playing out. We played around the second Glory, and Sirius had it. That being said, when we're in positions like this, can we beat this Glory?
Yeah, we just don't have another way to get it off the table, which is pretty tough.
All right, we've got an answer to this Dark Heart.
I mean, that's a great one. Yep.
That one's giggity gone.
Spiritbound Spy.
There's the first right. Okay, I like that. We get Death Cries and everything. We got 4. We're gonna get 4 potential zombies out of this.
It could be good.
We get Succubus.
Hodor's down to 11.
I like that Sirius is pacing himself around the Elderthan's Glory here. We're not going to get blown up by this by nearly as much as we could.
Yeah.
Worth noting, this Confounding Ire counters Blood card, so if we rip a Casualty of War here, we are not going to be able to end this Elderthan's Glory.
Yeah, the casualties.
I like this line from Sirius.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like cashing this in the draw 2 cards. You can't beat the board. We need more cards to do it. Let's try and find those cards.
Okay, so
there are Underworld Crusaders in their deck.
Okay.
We see Sirius draw an alternate art Crusader here, so that doesn't surprise me that there are Crusaders in Sirius's deck. A lot of sequencing decisions here. I don't know that I would play around a third Glory if I was Sirius here. His opponent's already played 2 of them. I kind of like just saying, here's my stuff.
Yeah, this is fine.
There's a lot of stuff like it, but this stuff is mine.
Pretty good draw here from Hodor. Draws an Arcane Focus into the Unknown.
Okay. We're going to jump with the Spiritbound Spy. I like it. Getting an evasive threat on the table is good.
Yep.
Makes a zombie as well because of that first right.
Giant Centipede to draw here for Sirius. So Sirius has 2 Death Seekers, a Giant Centipede, and an Underworld Crusader in hand. I'm going to go ahead and play the Underworld Crusader. There's a Confounding...
This is going to get Confounding Ire,
There's
right?
a Confounding Ire and an Into the Unknown.
I guess you have to ask yourself, how do I lose this game?
A couple clashes, so I don't know.
I actually like not Confounding Ire in that, thinking about it more. And the reason for that is the only way Hodor is losing this game is a culmination in blood, I think.
Sure.
So...
Oh. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Remember that time Sirius missed 4 points of damage?
Yeah, down to 8 for Hodor.
He might have the tools to come back into this game. Ooh, and we've gone wide.
We have put our foot firmly on the gas pedal here on Sirius's end of the table.
I like making him have it. He's already played 2 Elderthan's Glory, but unfortunately this Clash of Steel is not about to be pretty for Sirius.
Yeah, ooh, and a Transmogger Fade. Man, we are in some trouble. So Sirius here going to be left with 1 card on the table. Hodor going to be left with a Elderathan's Glory.
And once again, sacrificing the entire board here, which I like. Again, you want to get these troops into your bin, so that way if you draw a culmination, it's going to be nice and cheap. It also gives them a lot of bodies for these Death Seekers, potentially.
Yeah, looking like the Giant Centipede's going to stick.
Probably see a Transmogger Fade here for this afterwards. Again, preview bug. It has 4 counters on it because whatever it ends the game with 4 counters, so I'd bet you even money this gets transformed into an outpost.
Yes. Yes.
Alright, we see a Scrounge Death Seeker come out here. Letting that resolve is bold.
Oh.
Because it's got the zombie. It's got the zombie on it.
Yeah, we're comboing.
Yep, okay. Confounding Ire the second time we see that this,
we were like, the wheels were turning.
This is not okay.
But we have another one.
We have another. Honestly,
there's a Transmogger
with
Fade
the
here.
Bodies in the bin, I wonder if you're supposed to bait with that one.
It could be. Man, here we go. I like this.
Okay, I like this. We're pumping it up. We're going to make this lethal. We're going to say, hey, you need to chump block with your Elderthan's Glory, and this is going to be lethal every turn.
You got it. You got it. If not, you did. Transmogger Fading here.
I like
Treacherous Pass.
Transmogger Fading in response there.
Yeah, it's fine.
No, don't give them the option to put the Death Seeker back in their hands.
Very good. Hodor draws a Diamond Ice here, has a Clash of Steel on the Dark Heart of Nulzan, and still with the Elderathan's Glory is just the baddest dude on the table currently, so...
I like the chump block here.
Yeah. And we get the Treacherous Pass. Look at that.
Death Seeker comes back to our hand because of the Scrounge ability on it. Alright, we drew first rights. That's
Step 1.
It's pretty good. Alright, this Death Seeker, first rights, adds line of text, Death Cry, summon a zombie. So now when this guy chump blocks or gets beaten in combat, he's gonna...
Sirius is basically just looking for a removal spell here, right? Like
on a Transmogger Fade or a Guidance, yep. Or a Transmogger Fade or a Rune Bind, something like that. Or, is that one good? I'm on the jury is out.
This is not okay with me.
It looks like the 4 points of damage is going to ultimately end up not mattering for Sirius here. As these Elderthan Glories just like come to Pound Town.
It's just not okay with me that just happened. Oh, is that Mordrum?
We have nothing in our crypt.
Yeah, we're
so Mordrum is a unique that puts a troop with cost 3 or less to your crypt back into play. Unfortunately, we have none of those.
Elderathan's Glory is a jerk.
Probably going to lock this game up. Sirius falling down to 2 here.
Morsel of Madness. All right.
All right, and we see Sirius go ahead and pack it up and pack it in there to close out our second feature match for round 3. So Sirius deck seems interesting.
I think I think we had game against the DS deck, the Diamond Sapphire deck.
Yeah, so the way, when you're playing against the control decks, you're always kind of picking and choosing like what cards you're playing around and which cards you aren't. And I feel like in that third game, Sirius, Sirius can't see the other player's hand like we can here. And Sirius chose to play around specific cards at specific points and then got really punished several times for Hodor having the different answers than what Sirius chose to play around.
Yeah, there were some points where if he would have committed more, he would have been rewarded. But there was times where if you commit more, you're just blown out by the Dillarthon Flurry.
Yeah, so. And I like how he paced himself a lot of it and just ultimately just didn't line up well against the answers that Hodor had.
Yeah, definitely.
At any rate, we'll be back with round 4 feature matches in a little bit. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and stay tuned for more Hex TCG Bash coverage today.